Persistence with purpose is one of the essential factors for success in life, no matter what that goal may be. John D. Rockefeller, think of the deep, sturdy roots of an ancient tree, quietly but strong enough to withstand storms. Human life is endlessly diverse. Some pursue wealth, others crave knowledge, art, contribution, or simply a peaceful life. Goals may differ in form, but the key that distinguishes unfinished dreams from brilliant success is persistence. The immovable lighthouse in the midst of a dark sea. Persistence is not blind, but continuing to move forward even when faith is tested, even when results haven't yet provided comfort. It turns difficulties into an inevitable part of the journey, failure into sharp lessons instead of a full stop. Whether the goal is grand or simple, admired or quiet, persistence gives it weight and vitality. It helps you not get swept away by temporary storms, not easily surrender to pressure or comparisons. Success is not reserved for grand dreams, but for anyone patient enough to pursue what they choose, because ultimately, the value of life lies not in the glamorous destination, but in the persistent journey you have etched. You were brought into this world to become the greatest version of yourself, to live with purpose and achieve it courageously. Steve Maraboli. Your existence is not random, but a burning invitation to reach out, perfect yourself, and shine in your own way. The greatest version is not about fame or resounding success in others' eyes, but living true to your potential, beliefs, and the goals your heart dictates. Living with purpose is like lighting a torch in the dark, illuminating the path amid chaotic choices. But purpose alone isn't enough. The real pull lies in the call for courage, daring to believe in yourself when doubted, daring to pursue truth despite fear, failure, or loneliness. Courage means not avoiding responsibility for your life, not blaming circumstances, but actively shaping meaning each day. You don't need to become someone else, just the best version of yourself, step by step, persistent and brave. When living with clear purpose and daring to act, life stops being passive, becoming a profound journey where every effort sparkles and every step affirms. You have lived worthy of the gift of life in this world. If you have a strong purpose in life, you don't need to be pushed. Passion will lead you to your finish line. Roy T. Bennett, a smoldering flame bursting from the depths of the heart, strong enough to illuminate the entire long road. When you truly know what you were born to do, all external pushes become unnecessary. Purpose, then, becomes an internal compass, quietly guiding through the fog of doubt and exhaustion. Passion is the fierce stream nourishing it, like an underground spring weaving through a barren desert, helping the tree of life reach green amid storms. Those with passion don't walk because they're forced, but because they crave to advance. Each step filled with excitement, each fall turning into a valuable lesson. On that journey, challenges are not barriers, but forges testing the fire of aspiration. And when reaching the destination, the greatest reward is not just the achievement, but the fulfillment in the soul, the feeling of having lived fully with your own beliefs. Listen to the whisper from within, where purpose and passion await you to awaken and explode. Living alone is not enough. We must persist to live for something. Winston S. Churchill. Are you merely existing or truly living? If life is just breathing, walking, eating, and drifting through soulless days, it's no different from a leaf floating on a river, not knowing which shore it will wash up on. But when you choose to live for an ideal, life suddenly dons a radiant cloak, with direction, depth, and reason to endure every obstacle. Persistence here is not stubborn blindness, but an inner flame burning fiercely amid the headwinds of fear, temptation, and doubt. It's when you fall but still rise, exhausted but unyielding, because your heart embraces something worthwhile. That ideal could be a burning dream, intense love, or the desire to become a better version. When living with purpose, each day is no longer bland. Every small action sparkles with meaning, like stars illuminating the long night. Life is not measured by the length of years, but by the strength of what you persistently pursue. A journey that makes you truly live, not just exist. If you can't find your purpose, find your passion, because passion will lead you to the right purpose. Bishop T. D. Jakes. Imagine you're lost at life's crossroads, not knowing which way to turn amid the fog of confusion. Not everyone sees purpose clearly, like a towering mountain. Instead of forcing yourself, start from passion, the first wind filling the sails, pushing the boat from shore without knowing the distant destination. When you dive into what you love with all your heart, each experience gradually unveils the mystery, revealing where you belong, where you feel alive and full of meaning. Passion is not loud or showy, but enduring like a river flowing forever. It guides through long nights of self-questioning, through seemingly hopeless failures. Then suddenly, purpose appears naturally, like a radiant dawn after darkness, not something forced from outside, but the essence from deep emotions and desires. Don't rush to find all the answers. Just be true to your passion. Dare to step, dare to try, and the true path will open, leading you where your heart dictates. Great minds have purposes. Others only have wishes. Washington Irving. A sharp boundary between vague aspirations and willpower forged through trials by fire. Wishes are beautiful, like drifting clouds, colorful, but easily dissipated by the winds of reality. Purpose is entirely different, like the steadfast North Star in the night sky, not the brightest, but steady enough to guide those who dare venture far. Great minds don't just daydream fancifully. They clearly define what they pursue, understand the reason to start, and are ready to pay the price to see it through. Purpose turns thoughts into sharp actions, fleeting inspiration into iron discipline. It forces strict choices, abandoning easy paths to embrace the true road. While wishes without purpose are just self-consolation, easily fading before failure or procrastination, it's not to deny the power of dreams, but to emphasize that they only come alive when anchored to a clear purpose. Purpose hones the intellect, elevates thinking, creating the gap between those who only think of success and those who dare conquer it. Everyone can dream, but to be great in your own way, dare to turn dreams into life's purpose. Then walk ceaselessly, day by day, without looking back. To begin thinking with purpose, you must join the ranks of those strong enough to recognize failure as one of the pathways to achievement. James Allen, A Mature Perspective, full of trial by fire on humanity's evolutionary journey. Purposeful thinking doesn't arise from comfort zones or easy victories, but is forged through collisions, mistakes, and painful falls that seem impossible to rise from. To the weak, failure is a tragic end, but to strong warriors, it's just an inevitable bend in the long road, a springboard to leap higher. They don't avoid the pain, but face it head-on, dissect it, then stand up with sharper awareness than ever. The moment you acknowledge failure doesn't make you smaller, but wiser, is when purposeful thinking explodes. Each failure becomes a harsh teacher, teaching about limits, patience, and the true value of achievement. Life's purpose is no longer fanciful, but a conscious choice built on flesh and blood experiences and steel will. To live with purpose, you must dare face the rugged road. Only when joining the ranks of the strong, those who turn failure into weapons, do you reach sustainable achievement and a profound, worthy life. The secret in human existence does not lie in merely living, but in finding something to live for. Fyodor Dostoyevsky. Life is just basic instinct, being born, growing up, breathing, and passing according to natural laws. But existing like an inertial machine makes days soulless, leaving no imprint in the heart. The real secret, as the philosophical hint suggests, lies in the moment your heart awakens for a grand reason, turning each morning into an exciting choice instead of a heavy duty. Living for something is the leap from instinct to noble spirit. Burning love, immortal ideals, passionate zeal, or the desire to contribute, it gives life a solid axis, turning every action into part of a meaningful picture. Then, pain is no longer useless. Difficulties no longer empty. All blend into a worthwhile journey. You not only live longer in time, but deeper in emotion and perception. The meaning of life is not a ready gift, but a reward from a courageous, persistent search. In that journey, you perfect yourself, affirm value, turning fragile existence into an immortal, memorable life. A soul without a fixed purpose in life is a lost soul. Being everywhere means being nowhere. Michel de Montaigne. A drifting soul like a boat without a compass, letting waves push it from shore to shore. On the surface, it touches everywhere, experiences everything, but in truth, anchors nowhere. Without a fixed purpose, you're easily swept by circumstances, others' expectations, or fleeting desires, losing the sense of belonging to yourself. Being everywhere sounds like carefree freedom, but hides a harsh emptiness with no anchor for the soul to rest and reach. Purpose is not a cage, but a flame, focusing energy, helping you concentrate on what's worthy of devotion. With it, decisions become sharp. Steps carry consciousness and responsibility. Conversely, lacking purpose shatters life, fragments emotions, leaving you forever weary in search without knowing the destination. Stop. Listen to the inner call. Choose a meaningful direction. Only when the soul knows where it's headed do you truly exist fully, instead of scattered everywhere, belonging nowhere. Once you find your why, you won't lie lazy in bed anymore. You will find ways to make it real. Eric Thomas. Imagine the moment why explodes in your heart, shattering the familiar shell of laziness and procrastination. Why is not just a question, but a fierce source of motivation, sustaining every worthwhile action. Without a big enough reason, the cozy bed easily holds you back, making days pass in bland safety. But when you find why strive? Why not surrender? Why step out? Inner energy surges, like the sun awakening. That reason dispels the darkness of laziness, turning action into an irresistible instinct. Obstacles are no longer excuses to stop, but challenges to conquer. Sustainable motivation comes not from forced discipline, but from the meaning you attach to life. When you know clearly what you live for, you not only get out of bed each morning, but leave passive living, actively creating the future, turning thoughts into vivid reality. Life stops being a boring loop, becoming an exciting journey, worthy of effort and full of pride. The best way to lengthen our days is to walk steadily with a purpose. Charles Dickens, A Subtle Philosophy on Time and Vitality. Days are not measured by the number of years, but by the depth of what you devote yourself to pursuing. Without purpose, time flies by like pages flipped hastily, leaving a soulless void. But when walking with clear purpose, each moment suddenly becomes full, weighted, and etched into the heart. Walking steadily is not racing for speed or gathering much, but advancing with certain inner resolve, unshaken by distractions. Purpose is like life's steady heartbeat, helping you maintain direction amid changes and calm before pressure. Living thus, you not only extend time, but expand meaning. A day with purpose can be deeper than aimless years. Don't rush chasing life. Choose a worthy purpose, then persist. Slow but sure. And you'll feel life longer, richer, more worth living. Because ultimately, what makes time endless is not speed, but direction and your full presence on that journey.